Okay, students, we are going to continue with our second set video for 6-1, starting with number 11. You should have a new page put up in your notes to include this information. Now, here it says we're going to use this line segment for numbers 11 and 12, okay? And the good news is that a method I've already taught you will work very well here. It says if BC represents 200%, what is the length of a line segment that is 75%? Now, explanations can include just showing the work. We can do the cross method here. If I were to make a cross here, and I am trying to find out some information on how far 75% would be. Let's plug in stuff right now, okay? We know that we're trying to find 75% out of 200%. To begin with that, let's plug in 200% of something is 8, and I want to know what 75% of that would be, okay? What you do is you multiply your diagonals and you divide your other number. If you do that, on number 11, you would get 3 centimeters. Now, you could also use the visual up here, knowing that if this is 200% of something, then half of this would be 100% of something, and half of that's 4. And if we want 75% of something, a fraction that matches 75% is 3/4. So if I were to break this down into 4 parts, then 1, 2, 3 out of 4 means the answer would have been 3 centimeters. So that's another way you could do it as well. Now let's look at this one. What if BC represents 10%? What is the length of a line segment that is 100%? Okay, so once again, this is 8 centimeters. If BC is 10% of something, we can do our cross again, but this time the 8's going to go on top, and it's 10% of something out of 100%. Now you can multiply your diagonals, you can divide the other side, and when you do that, 8 times 100 is 800, and divide 10, that would equal 80 centimeters, okay? All right. Another way we could have done that is, if this is 10%, we could have done 8 times 10% to get 100%, 80 centimeters. Now let's look at number 13. It says, make sense and persevere. Allie wants to tile her laundry room with checkered ceramic tiles as shown right here. Okay? What percent of Allie's floor will be white? There's a variety of ways you can do it. All right? We notice that there's an even amount of white and black. All right? There's an even amount of white and black. We automatically know that half of them are black and half of them are white. So that's just actually a really simple question to answer, and you can say 50%. Okay? A variety of ways you can do that, though. You could have counted out the white blocks out of the total. So like there's 1, 2, 3, 4 this way and 4 this way. And 4 times 4 is 16 tiles. Half of those tiles, which would be 8, were black, and half of those tiles, which would be 8, are white. So you notice it's still going to be 50% because 8 out of 16 is 50%. Let's go on down to this one. Higher order thinking. Allie buys a box of blue tiles that will cover 18 feet squared. Okay, now we notice up here, we're talking about Allie's tiles again. If this is 6 feet, and there's 4 of them each way, all right? So we notice that we've gone to make this 18 feet squared now. Well, this right here, 6 feet by 6 feet, is 36 feet squared. So you're really taking half of that. What percent of the floor can she tile using this box? Okay, so we're on this one, and once again, if we use that, we're taking half of it, because we just figured out that 36 feet's what's here, half of that is 18 feet, so she only needs another 50%. Okay? Now let's look at number 15. There are 25. Okay guys, apologize about that. You heard the fire alarm, so we're back on target now. It says there are 25 white tiles in a box. What percent of the tiles will Allie use to tile her laundry room floor? Well, let's go back up to this picture again, and we notice that it needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tiles that are white for her floor, and she has a box of 25. So we need to know what percent 8 out of 25 is. Okay, so you could do 8 divide 25 times 100. How you do it, you're going to find that it is 32%. Okay, now on the last part of our notes, we are just going to select all figures that are shaded to represent 75% of the whole. Now, on the first one, if you count up the number of blocks, we could count this way. It's 7 that way by 10. Well, 7 times 10 is 70 that are shaded. This is 70% out of 100 blocks. So that would not be 75% of the whole. Let's look at the next one. We have 3 going this way by 12, right? So 3 by 4, is 12. So there's 12 tiles, and out of those 12 tiles, we have 9 shaded, or 9/12. Well, 9/12. If we do 9 divide 12 times 100, guys, you will get 75%. So, yes, this one gives you 75%. So I'm going to check this box. Let's look at the next one. We have 6 entire rows here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 entire rows colored in. That's 70. And then 5 more, so that is 75 out of 100, and that is 75%. So yes, we're going to check this box. Look at the next one. We have 3 areas shaded out of 4, or 3/4. If we do 3 divide 4 times 100, we get 75%. So yes, that is a correct answer. Now, look at this one. We have 0 through 100 here through 200. And it's hard to see it, but this whole area right here is shaded. If we think about that, that is half of the whole. Well, half is 1 divide 2. To get the percent, 1 divide 2 times 100 equals 50%, and so that one is not one of the answers.